crypto markets enter midweek carrying the weight of their own hesitation. After a sharp sell-off followed by an orderly bounce, prices now hover in a narrow range. Bitcoin trades near $112,000, Ethereum around $4,000, and both show the same question in their charts. Is this balance temporary, or is it the beginning of a new base? The current structure points to equilibrium but not conviction. Volume has contracted, volatility is down, and order book depth has improved modestly. These are signs of stabilization, yet they also indicate that many participants are waiting for confirmation before re-engaging. For Bitcoin, the critical support band remains $105,000 to $110,000. This zone absorbed selling pressure during last week's decline and again today as short-term traders took profits. Above, resistance stretches from $115,000 to $120,000. A decisive close beyond that upper bound would mark the first genuine technical breakout since the correction began. Ethereum follows a similar rhythm, holding above the $4,000 floor but struggling to sustain momentum toward $5,000. Its leadership relative to Bitcoin has narrowed, suggesting a cautious tone across the broader market.
Derivatives data remains central to understanding this phase.
Option skews have flattened as traders reduce demand for downside protection, and funding rates have normalized after last week's stress. These shifts imply that leveraged fear has subsided, creating conditions where organic demand can again shape price rather than forced liquidations. Still, the coming sessions will test whether this calm holds. Several $1 billion worth of options roll off by week's end, and each expiry brings a potential burst of hedging activity. If the market absorbs those flows without renewed volatility, the path toward consolidation strengthens. Institutional behavior continues to act as the quiet stabilizer. ETF inflows remained positive on Monday and Tuesday despite muted spot action. That persistence signals confidence in long-term positioning even as short-term traders oscillate between caution and curiosity. Macro conditions, however, remain unresolved. The global discussion around trade measures and tariffs continues to influence all risk assets, including digital ones. A softer tone in negotiations or easing in the dollar's strength could quickly translate into renewed appetite for crypto exposure. Conversely, a firmer dollar or new escalation would likely cap rallies until broader sentiment improves. From a technical standpoint, momentum indicators such as RSI and MACD now sit in neutral territory. That neutral state is often a launchpad for the next directional move but does not indicate which direction will prevail. Market structure, where liquidity concentrates and how volume behaves near inflection points, will provide the earliest clues. Possible scenarios over the next few days break into three clear paths. Continuation of stabilization, Bitcoin and Ethereum trade sideways within the current ranges, volatility remains contained, and positioning resets further. Breakout attempt, sustained closes above $120,000 for Bitcoin and $5,000 for Ethereum attract momentum buyers and trigger short covering. Renewed correction, macro tension or thin liquidity pushes prices back below $105,000, extending the consolidation phase before buyers step back in. At this stage, none of these outcomes dominate the probabilities. The market is still distributing weight among them. What matters most is the behavior of flows, ETF creations, exchange deposits, and derivatives exposure, because flows define direction before headlines confirm it. For disciplined observers, the task is to watch, not chase. The healthiest recoveries begin quietly, when volatility contracts and participation broadens. That process may already be underway. If data later this week confirm improving liquidity and steady inflows, the current plateau could become the foundation for the next advance. Markets move not by emotion but by balance sheets. When the balance of buyers and sellers steadies, confidence follows naturally. The coming days will reveal whether that steadiness is firm enough to carry crypto out of reaction and back into progression. For more insights on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the forces moving the crypto markets, remember to like, subscribe, and keep learning, here at Crypto in Black and White.